Hello, today I have come up with five topics. The first one is Global Family Day. So, Global Family Day is celebrated on January 1st every year, and the first celebration was in the year 2007. This is to bring peace and understanding between people and nations. So, not just the personal families, but in between different cultures, different communities, and also in between countries. And this is aiming at bringing humanity, all of the humanity, into one family umbrella. So this initiative is taken up by American World Family Foundation, and the two bodies that are supporting this initiative are US Congress and United Nations General Assembly. So UN General Assembly, United Nations is also involved in this initiative, and this is to integrate unity, cooperation, and understanding, these three concepts, into one concept. And this is to signify what a family is. So to bring about the significance, to bring awareness of this family system, this is also working to this end. And this has come as an aftermath of United Nations Millennium celebrations. So there were some celebrations during the starting of 2000 millennium year. So we have started this with huge celebrations in our United Nations Assembly. So United Nations Millennium celebrations they were called, and as part of those celebrations there was a celebration that is one day in peace. So after this celebration we are still continuing it as Global Family Day. And the second concept is KK Awards. What are these KK Awards? Krishi Karman Awards. So this is a rewarding scheme to reward those who are performing very well in food grain production, rewarding the states with best performance. So this is done by Department of Agriculture and Cooperation under Government of India, and the first award distribution was for the year 2010-2011, and this has total of 7 awards, in which 3 are for the overall performing 3 highest performing states, and the 4 awards are for each food grain production, for the state performing the best in rice production, wheat production, the best in pulses production, coarse cereals production, for each individual crop, whichever state is producing the best. So these 4 awards are given away. And the winner of 2020 Krishi Karman Awards is the state of Karnataka. And the third topic is SSL 2020, Swachh Sarvekshan League. So this is a league, or this is a scheme under Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. We know about this scheme. So the implementing ministry is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So this is the largest cleanliness survey. The meaning of such Swachh Sarvekshan is cleanliness survey. So largest cleanliness survey in the world itself. So this is an important scheme. So it conducts survey every year, annual survey, and the conducting body is Quality Council of India. We have this Quality Council of India conducting Swachh Sarvekshan survey every year. So this is to ensure cleanliness, good hygiene, and sanitation amenities in cities and towns. And we might have also heard about open defecation free, this term. So this also aims to get this open defecation free cities and towns. So the first survey was conducted in the year 2016, wherein 73 cities were involved, and by 2019 4,237 cities were involved in the survey. So this is how it has become the world's largest cleanliness survey. And the recent 2020, the objective of this recent survey is on ground and service performance. On ground performance, how each city is performing and how the services are available in those cities. So this is the aim, to see these things. This survey is conducted, and this is the 5th edition. As the first survey is in 2016, by 2020 this is the 5th edition, and Indore took the first rank in this year's survey. And the fourth topic is FASTag. This is a recent initiative scheme, One Nation, One FASTag. So this has come up very recently on December 1st, 2019. So since then we have this FASTag in vogue. This is for generally for toll collection. Near toll plazas we need to pay. So this is for toll collection. and this uses the radio frequency identification tags. With this technology, it is performing in collection of the toll, and this is in vogue on all national highways and state highways. So this is basically aiming at digital toll collection without any contact. So contactless payment. This is very important nowadays. In the present scenario, we are all afraid of contact. So FASTag is good, particularly in this situation. So NETC, we have this NETC program. Under this program, FASTag is implemented, National Electronic Toll Collection. So this is the program, and this is working under NPCI, National Payments Corporation of India. So this is working under this collection mode, collection platform, and National Highways Corporation of India. We have this for looking after the highways, and this is integrating with Ministry of Home Affairs, because near the toll plazas there are some cameras fixed that will be taken pictures of the passengers in the vehicle, and this collection, this repository of all these pictures are given to Ministry of Home Affairs for any use in the future. This will keep it as a record. So this is about it. And the fourth topic is IAF, Indian Air Force. This has come upon officially. This is started for working from 8th October 1932, even before our independence. So until 1950 it was called Royal Air Force, and in 1950, after our country became Republic, this is called Indian Air Force, and the headquarters are at Delhi. This is a air wing of Indian Armed Forces. This is working under Indian Armed Forces, taking the air arm or air wing. And the personnel, in relation with the personnel and aircraft, personnel complement and aircraft complement, this is ranking 4th in the world. So there are nearly 2,80,000 personnel, more than that even. So this is ranking 4th in the world. Such a strong Indian Air Force we have got. Among all the world air forces, this is taking the 4th place. And this is doing its job in airspace security. It is securing the airspace of our country, and if at all there are any conflicts, it is ready for going with aerial warfare. And the motto of it is glory that touches the sky. So this is the motto, beautiful motto of Indian Air Force, glory that touches the sky. And the President of India is the Supreme Commander of Indian Air Force. And the operational commander who looks after all the bulk operations of Air Force is Chief of Air Staff. There is one Chief of Air Staff position who is taking up all the operational things, monitoring all the operational things of Air Force. And with regard to this, there are two acts, Armed Forces Act of 1947 and Air Force Act of 1950. So these two acts have an overall description about the mission and everything about Indian Air Force. And so these are all the 5 topics for today. Thank you.